How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Gangi, host of Tier Talk, and today we're going to discuss something that could be a bit controversial. What happens after an inmate assaults a staff member? What steps need to be implemented? And remember, guys, we're not talking about old jailhouse rules. We're talking about today. What's expected today. And ultimately, we want to make sure that the inmate is prosecuted for attacking staff, which means that we have to be on our A game. No matter how emotional we get, we have to be on our A game. So when we get back, we're going to discuss what happens, both from a management and frontline perspective, when an inmate assaults staff, what we need to do. So stand by for our sponsors. And guys, if you like this channel, please subscribe, interact, engage, and hit that bell. The bell's going to notify you every time I post up a video. Okay, stand by for our commercials.
I wanted to attend a university that had an intelligence program. I wanted to look at problems different. I wanted to increase my critical thinking abilities. AMU offered those avenues to expand. Obtaining your degree as an adult, you're actually paying yourself and investing in yourself. You can't put a dollar on it, it's priceless. It's something that can never be taken away from you.
American Military University. Learn from the leader.
Being a corrections officer takes its toll on even the strongest individuals. The constant need to perform at the highest level, putting your life at risk in a hostile environment, and the mental scarring of traumatic experiences. 31% of corrections officers show symptoms of PTSD, and 66% of people with PTSD also suffer with a substance abuse problem. The Transformations First Responders program is specially designed to help veterans and officers heal from the grips of addiction and PTSD in a comfortable, supportive, and serene setting. You are not alone. If you have questions about the services we offer, give us a call at 866-762-8454 to get more information on this affordable and life-changing program.
Thank you guys for listening to our sponsors. So this is a very complicated topic because the answer that I got to give is not going to be an answer that's universally accepted. But again, because I have such a reach and I'm in a position of high authority, I have to give you the right information. That's the key. But I was thinking about this on my way to work and then coming back, that there's a way that there could be a balance to this. So when I give out the information I'm going to provide, you could see why I decided to cover this topic. So when we're talking about an officer that gets assaulted by an inmate, or just a staff member that gets assaulted by an inmate, we're going to be on high emotion, especially the officers that respond to that original that code, that call for help. We're running on high emotion because that's one of our family members being assaulted. So we're going to that code, and we're also very, very frustrated. And back in the day, how this was handled was, if you touch staff, eye for an eye. You want to touch us? Get ready. And the reason why the act was done that way, and again, not to say it's the right thing to do, but also I can't 100% say it's the wrong thing to do, is because frontline needed to deter any acts of aggression towards staff. They need to. Because the numbers are, we're just outnumbered. So there's got to be some acts that at that time would deter behaviors of aggression towards staff. Again, now times are different. Jailhouse justice, it's not the right thing. So we look to laws to be passed. And we need those laws to be passed to help us maintain control and safety behind the wall. So that's when we look to the lawmakers and say, hey, listen, you don't want us doing this eye for an eye, the old jailhouse justice, then you give us something to deter. Because if not, this is the culture. This was the culture. So help us. Help us do the right thing, so when we put that inmate in restraints, we know that they're going to get what's coming to them. And the other inmates know they're going to get what's coming to them. That's the key. You want people to know that this act done by this inmate was completely foolish. But again, that's lawmakers. You got to pass the laws to deter. If you don't, frontline may feel the need, again, it's the need to implement jailhouse justice. And again, it's sad because it's not the right thing to do, but they may feel that they're put into a corner where they have to. And we need to fix that. We need to fix that. And I believe that could explain a lot of the tension in a lot of these prisons right now that may have these assaults. Because again, you're looking for laws to pass to protect staff, to deter behavior, and it's not there. So you're leaving it to the immediate front line to handle that. And it's sad. It really is. Now, from management perspective, people will think like, well, after a code, we feel that you protect the inmates over us. So my response to that, and again, I'm speaking on my behalf, is my number one objective at that point is my officer. Yes, my frontline professional. Making sure that if an officer was assaulted, they're taken to medical right away and they're treated immediately. I care about my frontline warriors. But having said that, there's also the legal aspect of I got to protect that inmate as well. And by protecting that inmate, I'm also protecting frontline. So when we respond to a code and the emotion's settled, I need a group of individuals that are different from the initial response team to escort that inmate to medical. I need that because I don't want my staff acting on emotion because they have a right to. They're frustrated. One of their family members were attacked. Remember, you got to realize that we have a bond like we're family. One of our members get attacked, we get emotional. So now if I don't switch that team, I got people running on high emotion because one of their loved ones was just attacked, escorting this individual to medical. So I need backup. I need more individuals, a second team on standby to help handle that escort. Automatically, again, that helps me as management to protect the inmate because now I will have people that weren't involved in the code, hopefully a little less emotional, handling the escort. Because that's got to be tough for officers who are involved in the code. So one of their staff members get assaulted and having to escort that inmate. That's got to be hard emotionally. It's got to be. I mean, just imagine having that happen in the public. Someone touches my family member, and I'm the one that's got to calmly bring them to the police station or bring them to the infirmary or hospital. Could you just imagine being in our shoes at that point? And everything has to be under camera escort. Hopefully the camera regulates the behavior. We're hoping so. And that camera is done to protect us as well, believe it or not, to protect staff. But it's also for management to say, okay, hey, listen, we know what happened. And this inmate, we did what we could to protect this inmate. This way it can go through the court system and it doesn't get thrown out on some type of technicality or some sense of unprofessionalism. What I would also like to do as management is once the inmate gets evaluated by medical and they're cleared and they don't have to be shipped out like to a outside hospital, well, then the next step is to put them into a camera cell and have that camera cell monitored. Again, that covers the liability from the facility, but that also protects us. The inmate tries to say anything after that I was assaulted when they brought me to the hospital, or I was assaulted when they tossed me in their cell, or they never even took me to medical. Not true. Because as soon as you were restrained and those handcuffs were on you, the camera was with you the whole entire time. Backup team came with a camera. They watched you as they escorted you to the infirmary and then also to your cell placement. And then eventually, to make it even better, you would like to have that inmate shipped out of the facility and sent to another facility. And again, how we would word that is for the inmate's protection. But again, I would like to say it's also for the officer's protection. Again, people still high on emotion that may have to deal with this individual. So I think it would be prudent by management to look to ship that inmate out immediately. And again, first impression will be you're looking to protect the inmate, but you're not. You're hoping to eliminate any type of liability, protect the legal end of things. Again, it looks like you're protecting the inmate and come out that way, but ultimately you're protecting staff. And eventually when it goes through court, the inmate can't throw out their case. No technicality on professionalism, because after it happened, we did what we could to make sure that this goes through court and gets done the right way. Because I'm going to tell you something. Every time an inmate assaults staff, lawyers jump on that because they're waiting for that retaliation. And we're not going to fall victim to that anymore. We're going to remain professional and do what we got to do. And we push on you lawmakers to help write laws. Help write laws that protect us, because there is a prison culture here. And again, The prison culture is an eye for an eye in the hopes that it deters. That's why we need laws to protect us. So Frontline doesn't feel the need to commit to acts that may be seen as unprofessional, but it's an attempt to deter. So help us. And the reason why I brought this up is because someone sent me a question. Someone sent me a question in regards to old prison culture and what happens or what do you do after an inmate assaults an officer. And I think I provided a good roundabout answer. Try to keep it balanced, kept it truthful, because you never know who's watching this. And again, I showed you the old culture, compared it to what we have now. So I'm pushing on the lawmakers. Give us the manpower, as you can see earlier from the discussion, and give us the laws. Because again, we work behind the wall. We know what's best for us. And if you fail to protect us, we have a right to protect ourselves. And it shouldn't come to that. We should trust enough in the system to know that the next action is going to be this, restrain the inmate, and feel comfortable knowing that the system is going to do what they got to do. And right now, staff don't feel that way. And if staff doesn't feel that way, they're going to try to get justice into their own hands. And we want to stop that. We do. Again, guys, as always, the show is Tier Talk. Tough topic, please. Guys, comment below. I thought this was pretty balanced. But again, I'm not perfect. My name is Anthony Gangi. The show is Tier Talk. And don't forget, guys, like, interact, engage, subscribe to my channel. It's for you guys, the front line. And hit that bell. That bell is going to notify you every time I post up a video. Take care and be safe.